Hey everybody, Max Outschler here, coming to you live from sunny Miami. Here's the quick office view. Not too bad. But today, I wanted to talk about my new book. So you may know me from Sales Hacker or my previous book, Hacking Sales. But today, I'm announcing my new book, Career Hacking for Millennials. And so this book started because I was posting on LinkedIn a couple quick anecdotes about my career so far, and I stepped on a lot of landmines throughout my entrepreneurial journey, and I'd like to save some other younger millennials and people coming up in their careers a couple limbs. There's no reason why they need to make the same mistakes I made. So this book is a compilation of a lot of the mistakes that I made along the way, but also the key learnings from them, and so it's really actionable, and it's kind of me spilling my heart out, talking about some of the tough times, but also making sure that it's really actionable. It's written where about every section is its own topic. So, it's a quick, easy read, easy to digest, and, it's just really actionable advice for the next generation. So it's about optimizing your LinkedIn, what to look for when choosing a boss or a salary, and the right questions to ask, kind of basic outreach and sales psychology to use in any interaction, building processes that scale, leveraging teams like virtual assistants, working remotely, and even just like kind of quick Excel, PowerPoint type like etiquette hacks and things like that to know right when you walk into a business or your first startup, for example. And then even things like how I do goal planning, how I look at meditation, kind of making it easy for you. And things in my personal life that have helped me in my career. But the most important thing is it's really just ways to sidestep a lot of the roadblocks you're going to face early in your career. And alongside the book, we're going to be launching a podcast. And the podcast is going to be interviewing two different types of people. Millennials who are super successful in their really interesting career arcs. So I got my buddy Stephen Brody on. He was a special ops sniper for 6 years and then became the director of inside sales for MuleSoft, which just sold to Salesforce for what was it, $6.5 billion. So congrats, Stephen. But pretty amazing story about what he's learned from the first 6 years of his career that he's carrying over into his tech sales leadership position. Another friend of mine, Lindsay Silverman, who's the senior editor at Hearst, is talking about how basically her job is to go to 5- and 6-star hotels around the world and write about it. But early in her career, she worked for Playboy and had to interview drag queens. It was really uncomfortable and would call her parents crying. And I think a lot of people are in similar situations in the sense where they're in places in their career early on where they're cutting their teeth and they're kind of asking, why am I doing this, or is this worth it? But in the end, it is. And a lot of these stories kind of link back to and make that connection. Like, wow, I don't realize how much I learned at that time that I still use today. And that's really the key from that perspective. And then the other side, the other type of persona that we're going to be interviewing is people like Chris Voss, who was the lead hostage negotiator for the FBI, wrote the book Never Split the Difference, and he's talking about how to negotiate when you have no leverage. So like any millennial going into their first job, you don't really have much leverage, but Chris will give us some really actionable tips into how he's done that. So we're really getting the key learnings out of these people and sharing that in the context of how to get the most out of your career, get as far as you can, as fast as you can, and proven strategies for greater success and more money in less time. So go out, pick up the book. Would love to hear from you, your thoughts, and really just excited to get this out to the world. It's my story. And I think it's super helpful, and it's really a passion project for me to be able to kind of mentor people in a more scalable manner. A portion of the proceeds from everything is going to Wounded Warrior Project and Muttville Senior Dog Rescue, just like everything we do. And thanks for supporting the book.